Hi! I'm back once again. We're dressed fancy because, we're going out and we're here to have fun and we're here to take photos. And I'm here to learn how to take better photos because I have been told that I'm not great. But yeah, so we're going to do a lot of healing today. Had a lot of events go on in the last few weeks. And we need to celebrate because through all the losses, you win. Through all the bad, there's good.
Yeah.
So we're celebrating.
Maybe we will talk a little bit about it, just so people would see a different, point of view. But welcome back to Velvet Truth. So today we do have a subject that we want to talk about. Do you want to present the subject before we actually start talking about everything and anything? And then
Yeah, because I like to go on, but it's the art of being seen is our subject.
So today we will talk about the art of being seen, and it's such a vast subject. Like, you can take it in so many directions through so many periods of your life, but I think that we will kind of hyper focus it on things that we're going on right now, because it's just easier to give you guys real life examples of what's going on. So a little bit about what's going on with us right now. So I don't know, whoever remembers, I fell down the stairs.
Yeah.
And I had a conversation with Raven. We were talking about people that were a part of our life this morning, and I was like, it's hilarious because I went through a lot of stuff in the last 2 months or so, and I feel like I'm in a better position than most of the people we talked about.
Yeah.
Not in a bad comparison way, but like in a laughing manner, because I'm pretty sure that people that would hear what happened in the last 2 months would say the opposite. But I feel like I am truly in a place where I feel like good things are coming, and there's a clearing in my path. But Raven was really funny. She started counting the things that happened the last couple of days, and then the last 2 months. So I'm gonna let you say what you said, because it was hilarious.
I don't remember word for word, but I was just like, damn, you fell down the stairs, then you got in a car accident, you lost your car, and then on top of that, you got fired.
So like everything.
She took so many L's, yet I know that we're about to win big.
Yeah.
And that's why we're celebrating. That's why we're dressed up. That's why we're here to show everyone who didn't believe in us, bam, look at where we are now. Even though all that bad happened, good is just on the other side. And a lot of people don't realize that.
I think there's a lot to learn. Every time you lose a job, every time you lose something that was attached to your survival timeline, you make a clearing for something new to come. I had a conversation with a coworker of mine, and he was like, so did you quit? And I was like, no, they said I was not a right fit anymore, which, I understand everyone has their own reasoning, and I was kind of fed up of being there, so it was kind of perfect timing. But he was like, it's just so unfair, and all I could say is like, God has a different plan for me. I'm not supposed to take the usual route somewhere. I'm supposed to take the different one, the one that actually will help me fulfill my dreams. And staying there was part of my survival mode. And now I'm not operating anymore from survival, so I need that clearing. I need to open up that my path for new opportunities. I need to open up my path for new basically new experiences, because every time you lose something, you gain something. We had a conversation about it, me and Raven, and she's writing a book, and she was asking about basically grief. What's going on with grief? How do you feel? And after losing my dad, I understood a little bit about this subject. Because my dad was a very controversial figure in my life, And I told her that when he passed away, the person I was when he was alive and the way I saw the world through his eyes no longer existed. Like, I had to sustain myself through being myself. And suddenly my whole world changed because I didn't see the world through his eyes anymore. I didn't look at myself through how he saw me. And it opened a completely different path for me because I realized the world is not as he painted it. You know, everyone has a different way of painting things and explaining things and say things. And suddenly I started learning that life gives you colors. They give you acrylic paints, and you choose how to paint your life. And I'm not choosing to focus on what I lost. I'm focusing on what I'm gaining. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a big one for the last 2 months or so.
And what you already have too.
Yeah,
I think of like us having a home, having a dog that loves us, having food on our table all the time. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't really appreciate that anymore and just focus more on the negative, which I understand. And I've done that before, but it's like definitely just a better mindset in general to just start thinking positively. Like, it's helped me tremendously.
Yeah, it's life-changing. And I think that's why the art of being seen is basically allowing more opportunities to come into your life. And we thought that it could be a really great subject for this episode, which is episode 5.
Oh my gosh.
Which is crazy because it's been a crazy 2 months.
It has.
A lot of changes, a lot of dreams that coming true, a lot of loss. But again, we're clearing the path for new things to come. So I think that is an amazing way to paint it, basically. I was thinking a lot about how to start this subject because we usually research a subject and we think about how we can implement it and how we can give real life experiences from our life and what we've been through, so it will be easier for you guys to understand. Because I think that the more you realize things that you can change or things that you should appreciate or love or care for, like whatever you water will grow. And sometimes we water fear, and that's part of the art of being seen, because people who are scared of being seen will water fear instead of courage. Mm-hmm. People who are scared of being in a position where people can ridicule you, they water fear and not courage. So I feel like we're kind of in that stage. We're in the stage that we have to have a lot of courage. Mm-hmm. And whatever anxiety that we have should turn into excitement. So I definitely think that this is one of the most important subjects that we can talk about, because it's real life experiences. It's what we experience right now. I have so many ways to talk about it. But I think that we should talk about going to the music studio. Before we went to the music studio, sorry Raven, but I'm putting you out there.
Okay.
She was terrified. She didn't know if she'll do a good job. She, like, all of the things that you tell yourself that something will go wrong, she had in her head. And eventually her throat started hurting probably like 2 weeks before we had to go and do the recording. And while we were at the recording studio, she still had her throat hurt. But what changed, like for real, what changed your approach to it? Because suddenly you stopped fearing.
Well, to be honest, it's just easy in that music studio too, which helped because you kind of just go in your own room and he doesn't even look at you. So like, I think that helped a little bit. But also I had you there, which helps tremendously. Always having someone that supports you is very helpful. But I don't know, I just started thinking more positively. Like, there's been people in my life that said I'm a good singer, including Julia. There's been a lot more positive than I tend to think, because I tend to go on the negative, if that makes sense. I tend to be like, what if I'm not enough? What if I don't sing good enough? Like, what if I sing out of tune? What if I don't sing this note right? Like, literally anything and everything you can think of is like how I thought. But then I just was like, you know what? Whatever's meant to happen will happen. I was praying a lot to God. I was talking a lot with Julia. We were like singing it, making it sound better. So I think just overall, just trying to focus on the things that you can do and that you can control and that you can practice on is like the best. Because you can know, I think this is the thing. A lot of people think that if they exercise for 1 week or if they practice a song for one day, they'll automatically just be amazing. But it takes that determination that to like just continue and going, even if you don't see improvement at first. Like I started exercising 9 days now, and it's like I don't see any improvement, but I feel better. Like I feel happier. I know that it will go. I know that the more I practice a song, the better it will get. But you know, your mind tends to think like, oh, it doesn't sound good right now, I'll just give up. And that's a lot of things. A lot of people, it's way easier to give up than it is to try and to start that first step and keep going. It's so much easier to give up when no one even expects anything of you too. And it's more about choosing authenticity over fear. Yeah. Authenticity, sorry.
No, you're good. Let me give you just an example, because I mean the only witness I have is her. Okay, there's no one else in the house that lives with us except my dog. But like, for how long was it? Like 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, I told her I want to finish my book. Mm-hmm. There's a book I'm writing. And I'm writing it for 3 months now, and I was like, I really want to finish the book because I have to start a new one. Like, there's another book idea I have, and I feel like it has to come out because it tells like a really big story, a big chunk of my life. And I was telling her, like, I need to finish the story, and I couldn't finish the story. Not because I didn't try, but because every time I was about to finish, I had another idea, okay? And it just kept going and kept going. So yesterday I was like, okay, I want to go back home and I want to finish a different story. I want to finish the story I started also 3 months ago. And it, honestly, I really like the story. So I was like, okay, I have to at least finish that. I have to finish that. Just so I would have some clearing in my head, because when you think about 10 things at the same time, it's like it's not working out. And I just felt like I need to finish not just the chapter, but this whole book. And a lot of stuff, it really resembled my real life, because I was closing a chapter at work. I'm closing a chapter with my car. Mm-hmm. I'm closing a lot of chapters, and I finished a book. So yesterday, ever since I got my dog, there he goes. Yeah, he loves to be involved. I don't know.
He loves the attention.
So yesterday, when I came back home, I was working on it for 4 hours, and then I went to sleep, and I woke up, and I worked a little bit more, and then I went to pick her up, and then I kept working. Like, I worked on it for like 1 or 2 a.m. and I finished. And that feeling of like achieving something that I was waiting to finish, even if it was not the book I was talking about, such a great relief, okay? Because I understand that eventually this book will be seen by someone. Mm-hmm. This book will be seen by someone who needs to hear the words that I wrote. And sometimes we don't understand that whatever journey we take eventually will be seen on a screen, and someone else will take notes. Someone else will want to see what experience turned us to who we are, and that's our blueprint. And some people don't know how to start, and some people don't know how to see the world in a different like outlook. And I feel like when you want to become a household name, being seen is like 90% of the job. It's not just being authentically yourself. It's not just being talented. It's also understanding that when you put your face out there and your story out there, someone will take notes. And I'm not talking about bad things. I'm talking about like, you will inspire people you never thought you'll be able to reach. Every time, every morning, and it took me a while to get, I mean, I'm sorry, because you guys don't know, and I wanted to talk about it, but I was like, okay, let's just wait. Me and Raven, the way we met and the way we bonded, we didn't like trauma bond. Our life stories are completely different. But every day that we talked, every day that we met, because we met a lot after the first time we actually went out together, we met almost every 2 days. She changed in 2 months more than I did in a year. And it was hard at the beginning because when you have so many old beliefs about yourself and your fear are popping and showing up and your anxiety is coming up and all the words that people told you that you carried with you until that moment when you realize that you no longer need to carry them are painful. It's painful. It's like you already turn it into part of your flesh and suddenly you have to take it out. And, you know, you can't put something to like ease the pain. You just have to go through it. And I feel like it took her a long time to understand what is so special about her. That she is capable of being someone else's example. And I mean, I'm going to let you talk about it because I think it's really interesting because that is the art of being seen. When you understand that whatever you went through, the bad thing that you went through is someone else's lifeline, you suddenly are not scared of being seen. You suddenly understand that you are a role model as if you are a superhero and you haven't understood your strength until someone else has said, oh my gosh, you saved my life. Okay? And I feel like you need to know that beforehand so you will have the courage to tell your story.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
If anything, it's just my contacts, okay? I'm not...
Okay, because I don't want you to cry. But like, I'm giving you as an example because you can actually speak for yourself and say how you felt and what was the thing that made you change and feel comfortable enough to take pictures and videos and put yourself out there, because that's what we're talking about. This is the art of being seen.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, I'm gonna ask you the question because I'm kind of all over the place, but when we met, what was your belief system? And after you heard what you needed to hear, because I'm not gonna say it here. I think some things should be between us. We usually don't gatekeep, but like some things are private. Some things are should stay between two people, and I respect that. I respect that there are things she told me that I am not gonna say at all, not here and not in any occasion, because I feel like it's just not my place to talk about it. But I feel like your journey is a lot of the subject that we are talking about, because I mean, I was already in that mood of I'm ready to be seen, and you were, I'm ready to hide.
Yeah, it's easier to hide.
So I think I would like, and they would like to hear your input about it.
Okay. I wrote something down. I want to see if this fits with what the question is.
Sure.
Well, there's a lot of things, okay? So, I come from a family. My father was very much like, you have to do everything you can to make everyone around you happy, even if it means shrinking yourself and letting go of who you are.
Even in your expense.
Yeah, like, even if it means making you unhappy. As long as everyone else is happy, everything's fine, everything's good. And same with like, you know, just not taking care of yourself at all, just for someone else to be happy. So instead of me buying food for myself, I'd buy a friend like I don't know, like a notebook they wanted instead of buying food. Like I very much sacrificed myself, even though what I needed was more important. And it's still hard breaking out of that. I feel like I still am, but I feel like that was like a really big thing, because it's like I stopped everything that I wanted to do, all my dreams, just to make sure that everyone around me was happy and everyone around me was taken care of, when I should have been taking care of myself. Because I don't know where to start, but just like realizing that your voice matters too. You can still be kind, but still realize that your opinion matters too. And even if you don't feel comfortable saying stuff, like sometimes I feel very scared to say stuff to Julia, but like I was like, I gotta just voice my opinion, even if she doesn't agree with me at all. And sometimes I won't agree with her at all, but as long as you're voicing it so you know how they feel. I feel like that's a big important step that I recently learned, you know. And I think just, sorry, my mind is everywhere. I think just knowing that everyone is enough and we were all made here for a reason. I think just connecting with God and with you helped me a lot. I'm not really exactly sure what all the advice I'd give to someone other than just like, I know that it can feel scary, you know, letting people see you, letting your weirdness out, whatever you want to say. Like, just being so yourself can be frightening, because like I didn't want to be judged by anyone. I try to like I try to put a mask every time I was at school, and I feel like public school really helps with that idea of like you have to be someone else,
shrinking you.
Yeah, like you have to fit in, you have to be popular, like that was me. And like a lot of people from my high school, like we've talked about this outside of high school, it like just feels like you have to be someone else. And then once you get out of high school, it's like, oh my gosh, like you kind of still feel that way, where you have to be someone else sometimes.
Do you remember what I told you? I think it was yesterday.
Which we talked a lot.
Yesterday, yeah, I like to talk. It's no lie there.
Yeah.
But it was 2 days ago. I told you when you came back from work, I told you that every time I told you that some people are meant to be part of the crowds and some people are meant to be on stage,
mm-hmm.
I meant some people are meant to be leaders and some people are meant to be led.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are not matching the bigger picture in school, with society,
mm-hmm.
Embrace your weirdness, because you are not meant to blend in. You are meant to stand out. And when we are talking about the art of being seen, we're talking about understanding that you were never meant to be part of the pack. You were meant to be a loner, but the kind of loner that creates home feeling for people who feels exactly like them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what connected both of us. Not trauma bond, not pain bond, not fear. It was not even that. It's the fact that we both felt that we were not meant to be conformed. And when you're not meant to be conformed, you cannot be led.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So if we're not meant to be like led by someone else, it means we need to be leaders. We need to be thinkers. We need to be people who are seeking truth in times like now. That truth is very elusive. Okay? So my question to you was basically, what was the thing that helped you to feel comfortable with yourself, be seen with the history you have? Because your history does not define you, but like with the history you had, what helps you now as who you are right now? Because you are a different version than what I met.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's a hard question to answer.
I know, but I think it's not impossible for you to answer it because you lived it. You went through it.
Yeah, I mean, I think truly being appreciative for like everything that you have is like a big step for me. Because I would be like, oh, well, I could have this, I could have that, blah, blah, blah. And I just always thought of everything I didn't have and always dwelled on like everything that went wrong with me. And it just went in a cycle and a cycle and a cycle and a cycle. And then you came along and you're like, hey, maybe you could do this. And I was like, oh, maybe I could. And then I did it. Like, for the piano, I was like, oh, I can't do that. And you're like, yeah, you can. And like, I'm like, oh, I can't write a book. Yes, you can. Oh, I can't draw. I can't paint. Yes, you can. I do it. I'm capable of doing everything. And I think that's just the thing. Once you start seeing like how capable you are of doing something, like actually starting something, that's when things like start to like switch. Like I've never really painted in my life before, and I made that painting. I don't know if I should show it, but like I was like, wow, I've never really drawn girls before or like anything like that. And it's not perfect, but it's like, wow, I did that. And I think that once you start getting that like, wow, I did that achievement feeling, it like encourages you to keep going, to build even more to what you've been like dreaming of. Like ever since I was little, I wanted to do something with singing, acting, writing, just something creative. Like that was just always my thing. I always sang, like I sang the iCarly theme song more times than I can count on like like probably like 80 times I recorded myself singing that when I was like 8. Like, so I know that I was meant for something creative. And anytime I try to do like jobs or like try to play video games, and like sometimes video games can be fun, but like anytime I try to do anything that wasn't creative, I didn't feel good. I just felt negative. I felt
satisfied. You didn't feel satisfied?
Yeah. And then once you start being like, you know what? I can do this. I may not be the best, but I'm trying and I'll get better the more I do it. And I think even just showing that process can be inspiring to people, because someone like me, like I was so broken when she met me. Like I was done. I was done with life. Like I just wanted it to be over. And I just like started trying things that I didn't think I could do anymore. Like I was like, I gave up on singing a long time ago. I gave up on acting a long time ago and writing and all that. But then she showed me that it is possible. It is possible to get better. And I just tried every day, and it wasn't perfect, but it just kept getting better and better and better. And it's still getting better and better and better. But I think just seeing the change, seeing the difference, it doesn't happen overnight. But once you start seeing that, I don't know, it just helps. I don't know if that answered.
It did. But I just want to give an example from our journey. You've been there, so I can only, again, you're my only witness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So it was one day she came and picked me up. I was living in my car back then. She came and picked me up and she took me to her home. She was sharing it with 3 other people. And we walked to the kitchen because she was hungry. She was making herself some food. And I was like, I have news for you. And I remember smiling, and she was like, what? And I was like, you won't believe it. And she's like, what? Tell me. And I just remember you were like, come on. So what happened was the night before, I mean, I used to work 2 jobs then, but the night before I had an idea for a song. And we had a really long conversation that night, and I was like, I think I can turn her pain into a melody. I can turn her pain into words. And I recorded it. It was like 4 minutes and 40 seconds. I'll never forget that. because it was very symbolic for me. Okay, I'm a person of threes. I'm a person of threes, okay? But like it was 4 minutes and 40 seconds, and I was listening to it over and over again, and I was like, okay, that's Raven. Like I'm singing the song, and like that is Raven. And I remember that day in your kitchen, I was like, I wrote a song, and she's like, oh, well, let me hear it, because we were already practicing at how to make melodies with her piano, and I let her hear. Now, take into consideration, I changed that song at least like 4 times.
Yeah.
Okay, but like the majority of it stayed the same. Like probably 2 minutes of it stayed the same, and like the 2 minutes and 40 seconds, I kind of erased and I started all over again. But I let her hear it, and just before I let her hear it, I was like, I wrote this song about you, and suddenly something changed. It was not an ordinary song anymore. It was like a song that was supposed to represent her. Now, this song's called...
Do you want to say it?
I don't know. Do you want to say it? I mean, I'm not going to sing it, but like, you can say the name.
Okay, it's called Unlovable.
It's called Unlovable, but it sounds bad, but it's like one of the best songs I've ever written, okay? In time that I had nothing, basically just me, my car, and my dog, and it was so accurate that every time I listened to it, I couldn't think about, oh, it's my song. I could think about, okay, I wrote it, but like the idea and the person I want to sing it was never me. I mean, I sounded good with it, but like I never wanted to be the one singing it, because I feel like when a story is being written about you, when a song is being written about you, the author shouldn't read it. Like the person who wrote it shouldn't sing it. Because again, the most important thing in anything that you make is what kind of feeling it provokes in you. Mm-hmm. And in me, it didn't provoke anything, because I haven't went through that same path. Again, we have a very different life, so I had a different struggles, but not that. And I remember us going upstairs, and I was like, I really want to do that song. Like I want you to start doing that song. She's like, yeah, but we have to finish here first. And I have a song called Honey Drip, and we had to finish that. It took us like probably 4-5 days.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks.
It was a process
to finish, because she just started realizing that she is capable of actually creating melodies with her piano. But when we started touching that song, I felt, you can disagree with me, but I felt that something changed. It no longer became a problem. Like whatever this song represents no longer became a problem. It became the solution. And when you understand that whatever you went through is no longer a problem, it's a solution, because now you know what not to do. Mm-hmm. Now you know how you want your life to be. Now you understand where are your emergency buttons, and where is your ability to heal yourself in times that you thought you'll never be able to. And that is empowerment. And sometimes we think, okay, like we don't have any control over the situation, without understanding that we do. The way we think, the way we operate, the way we see ourselves, the way we allow other people see us. Sometimes people want to see someone vulnerable, just to see that it's okay to be vulnerable.
Yes.
And like, I don't think, she haven't seen me crying a lot. But when she did, she realized, okay, this is a breaking point. And sometimes it's not a bad thing. Sometimes it just shows that, people can have it all figure out, and they could be all together with themselves, but still have emotions. Mm-hmm. And as an artist, you should harvest. I already told you that. You should harvest your emotions, because the more you do it, the more you actually manage to
make it more authentic?
Transfer the experience. It's like if you see a painting of mine and you don't understand what it means, but you can understand the emotions. So, like, it's just like my truck painting.
Yeah.
Like, people who don't understand the story behind it will never understand what it means, but you can kind of understand what's going on.
Like the feeling, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, once you create something and the feeling is not the feeling of rejection, but the feeling of redirection, because that's exactly what this song is. It talks about pain, but it also talks how you harvest that pain and you changed it to your advantage. And I feel like it's as if I could see a version of you that already has what you were feeling that you're lacking. And I truly believe that songs are like spells. The more you sing it, the more you believe in it, the more it's going to happen, because you're basically rewiring, or like you're recoding your subconscious. And I'm really excited for you guys to hear that song, because that song is amazing. But when we were at the music studio, and she was in there, barely managed to sing, but we just needed to match whatever she's singing with the music before we we're going to do another session. I looked at her and I filmed her, and I was talking to the music producer, and she couldn't hear me. But I said, you know how amazing it is to create something and see the person you wrote the song about bringing it to life with a painful throat, not with good mood, but still I can see the potential. It's like, even if the soil is not perfect, I can still see how seeds will grow out of that ground. And that's exactly how I felt. And he looked at me very strangely, but I was like, I wish you could hear it when she's happy and healthy. When she's not mad at herself that she doesn't sound like she wanted. But it was very interesting, because it's like you're drawing something on a canvas only with a pencil, and suddenly you're starting putting colors into it and depth. And suddenly when you look at it, every time you look at it from a different point of view. And that's what life is. Some places will be deeper than others. Some places will be lighter than others. And some places will be darker than others, but it does not mean you should stop. When you feel, I tell Raven all the time, anxiety is excitement in a costume. It's literally excitement in a costume. And when you overthink it, it becomes fear. So there's like a very fine line where excitement can go from excitement to fear. And like small kids, when they go to school, they have excitement because they don't know what to fear.
Yeah.
But as an adult, you fear rejection. You fear not doing a good job. You're fearing the feeling that whatever you try to do will never come to your reality. And there's so many fears because we already experienced failures. We need to remember that feeling we had as children when we were not scared to go on a roller coaster. When we were not scared to go to new school because you're like, I'm going to have new friends. I'm going to have new experience. I'm going to have new excitements. And the fear of being seen, the fear of like uploading that video that you wanted to upload, or putting a song that you like out there, or writing a book, or painting a painting. If you're not going to do it, you let fear stop you. If you are willing to put yourself out there, even if you'll have no likes and no viewers, you're not doing it for someone else. You're doing it for yourself. You're showing yourself that you can be out there, you can be seen without feeling like you're failing. Because the amount of views or likes are not what show you if you're a success or not. It's the amount of people you manage to change their life with one horrible video of you that you like ridicule yourself, or with one like there's a lot of videos I put out there of hers like with the dandelion.
we had to do context.
we had like 1,000 views, but no comments. And for me, it was just a funny video because it didn't happen on purpose. Like I was just like, let's just blow up the dandelion, make a wish, and my dandelion flew to her, and her dandelion flew to her too, because the wind went towards her.
No wind in my mouth.
So, again, sometimes make jokes out of yourself does not give permission to do so too, but at least they see, okay, you can be quirky and funny and eccentric, and it doesn't take away your talent and beauty and intelligent. Like, there's so much out there that we don't need to see, but there's also so much out there that we need to experience. Mm-hmm. And social media is a great tool to see how other people live, but it's also could be a very destructive tool.
Yes, that's true.
So if you put yourself in the mindset of someone who wants to change the world, you'll find your community. You find a community of people who wants their life to be changed. But if you look for a community that wants to ridicule and hurt people, you'll find that too. The question is, what kind of energy you put out there when you do the videos? What are you looking for? Are you looking for someone to recognize your talent, or are you looking for someone to learn from what you're doing? Or it's all about the intention. Mm-hmm. And if your intentions are pure, you'll find your community. If your intentions aren't pure, you will also find your community. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna let Raven talk, because you know me, I like to talk. In everything in life, there is good and bad. When you think to yourself, should I post this video or not? You can say to yourself, this could have no followers, this can have no likes, but at least the people who needs to see it will see it. Mm-hmm. Or you can say, oh, if I'll put this video, everyone will laugh at me because it's not perfect. Sometimes imperfection is perfection, because you're learning how to perfect your act, your singing, your art. That's how you learn how to perfect things. When you do things not perfect. When you put yourself, when you're after work and sweating, when you take a video of yourself on the way to work and you're not trying to look your best. When you get out of the shower and your hair is still wet and you're like, oh my gosh, I have a song idea, but let me put a video so people can see it. Whatever you do, you show that you're human. None of us are superhuman. We can dress up in seconds, and we can pretend that we can't pretend that we are perfect all the time. Mm-hmm. Even in social media, you don't see the 24 hours. You see a fraction of a moment in a day. So if you upload something, think about what you want to bring to life. What do you try to provoke? What kind of emotion you want people to feel when they see you? Some will say, I want to be famous. I want people to respect me. Respect comes with a price. You have to show them why they need to respect you. No one will come and respect you because it's you. No one knows you. But if you'll come from a perspective that I want to create something that will be long lasting and will impact the masses and heal the heart of people who come whole but left in pieces, you will find your community, and you will find people who would want you to talk, who would give you the platform, who will give you the feedback, who will want to hear more about what you have to say. So the question is, do you want to learn the art of being seen?
I just wanted to add, I think it's just very important to keep trying and keep going, even when days are hard. There can be days that you don't want to do it, and that's fine. But the main idea is just to keep going and to keep trying. And I just wanted to say, example from your life. She was living in her car, had 2 jobs.
Yes.
she could have easily given up, but she didn't. She kept writing. She wrote so many books, so many songs, and she could have just not done that. She could have not followed her dream. She could have just been tired, just fell asleep, just work, sleep, but she decided that her dreams are just as important. True. And she kept going and going and going. So if anything's gonna inspire you today, let it be that. But I will read these things. Yeah?
Yeah, these things.
Okay.
So after all, she is my co-host, and I feel like she needs to have more of a platform. So every day now that we have a podcast, we will leave like 3 or 4 minutes for questions that we want to give you guys. So you can just think about things we talked about and not just listen. Also work on yourself, because the whole point is to make us better. So please.
Yeah. Now we will put 3 questions to you viewers and think about it. In life, we need to be 100% authentically ourselves to reach our dreams. Question 1. What is the thing you dream to do but fear?
I think when you'll figure that out, you will understand what you guys need to do. If you are scared of public speaking, you need to public speak. Yeah. If you're scared of singing, you need to sing. If you are scared of putting yourself out there, put yourself out there.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm scared of acting, but I'm trying with you. It's been a long process. Still, it's going to be a long process, but trying. And then question number 2, what is the worst thing you can think of that will make you feel like a failure if you try?
So I think it speaks more about if your anxiety comes up when you're thinking about, oh my gosh, I have to go and sing in a choir and I'm terrified of like standing in front of the audience. What do you think the worst thing will happen if you'll do it? What is the worst thing that can happen? Literally.
Maybe a voice crack, maybe off note, but it's not the end of the world. It just shows that you're learning and you're growing, and you shouldn't let that embarrassment stop you.
We need to show imperfection so we can learn how to be perfect.
Like, there is no just waking up and being the best singer in the world. And the people that are like naturally gifted still have to practice and practice and practice. If you don't practice on it, it's never going to get better. It's in fact going to get worse. You got to like keep going. And I think that's like a main thing. People like just are like, I just give up. And then question number 3.
The last one.
What do you think the anxiety you feel mean?
When you feel the anxiety coming, because we all know when it comes. We feel like we start to sweat. We feel like things aren't making sense. Like suddenly your mind is pushing the idea of you doing something. Mm-hmm. Why do you think it happens? Like, you need to be more aware of how you feel so you would know how to calm yourself down. And I'm not just saying that because like we're not doing it. We do it all the time. Raven has like a major problem on the road. Like she can suddenly be really anxious by parking a car. And what I always tell her is like, you'll be fine. Everything is okay.
Yeah.
And
it's parallel parking.
But what happened at the end? At the end you do it. You're like, I can't do it. But she does it.
Yeah. I think like another one, if I had to give an example of my life, this is not about car. I was in a musical and I was specifically singing this song from Oliver. I was a milkmaid singing "Any Milk Today, Mistress?" with like a bar and like 2 buckets of milk, and I felt so scared. And I've done musicals before and I've been mortified than I felt in that moment, but I felt like the world was out to get me. I felt like I wasn't good enough, and the people I had in my life really helped with that feeling. They liked seeing my misery, and that's what I surrounded myself with. So I had the worst fear for that musical, and it ended up me singing okay some nights and not okay some nights, but even though it wasn't the best, I didn't let that tear me apart. I went to another musical literally the next year. And I think it's just, even if you don't feel the best, it's just to keep trying. I don't know if you want to add any more to that, but...
No, I had something similar. I was sick for 2 months, and eventually I still went out there and I still performed. Like, sick, I couldn't eat anything solid. My throat was like, so, it was slowly shrinking because like my, I forgot the name now. My utensils, my
tonsils?
Tonsils, yeah. My tonsils were swollen, and it didn't stop. It's just like, and eventually I had to go and perform like 5 times on the course of 3 days, and it was hard. Like, I slept in between scenes because my body was so exhausted, but I did it. And after I did it, I still felt great because it was one of my best performances. It's like, every time I stood on stage, I didn't feel like I was sick. I felt like I'm rejuvenated. And when I was at home every day, I felt like I'm getting sicker and sicker. And I was like that for 2 months. Like, my whole summer vacation, I was sick.
That's like tragic. Being sick in the summer is the worst.
Dude, and like, I couldn't do anything. Like, my parents tried to help me and heal, but like nothing helped, which is kind of weird, isn't it? Because probably like a week after the performance, I was fine.
Yeah.
But I think that the more you recognize your emotions, the more you give them room, the more you like go over your life and what was the things that triggered you, the less trigger you'll have. Yeah,
like, for example, with auditions, especially with like musical theater, I have a really hard time with them. Every audition that I've done, my voice has shaked because I was just so nervous and I wasn't used to people seeing me. Like, this was how much I was shaking. Like, it was bad. But every time you do it, that fear starts dissolving. The more you do it, the more confident and the more used to it you get. So I think people just need to keep trying, because a lot of people will be like, oh, I really wanted to be this, but I'm too old, I'm just not good enough. You can still do it. You can literally be 80 years old and still achieve a dream that you wished for when you were like 10, if you just go for it and try. And I think people need to really remember that and think of that.
So, I think this is all for our segment. Thank you for watching Velvet Truth. Hopefully next time we'll see you guys. We will have a different background and
I hope so.
different way of expressing ourselves, because I think everyone needs to find a good way to express themselves. To be authentically ourselves, we need to express. God created us to create. So we're all creators. So if you are scared, it means you have to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
You will never be consumed by darkness when you are the light. So just keep going. And trust me, you get to amazing places when you do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know God has a plan for me, and I'm sure God has a plan for everyone. We just need to be quiet enough to listen. So thank you, Raven, again for being here.
Thank you. All right.
Have
See you next time.
Yeah.